Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. I have a 5-5 special message for you today. We have a 5th of May and this is a powerful day of the month. And today we are actually setting a new path for the whole May. And the reason why this day is so powerful is because of the energy that is present right now. So firstly, 5-5 master number in numerology in general is a sign that lets you know that major life changes are coming. But in order to experience those major life changes, we need to change ourselves. And in order to change ourselves, it requires a great amount of awareness to recognize what we actually need to let go of so we can let in new experiences. What kind of choices we are taking or making on daily basis no longer serves us, so we can make healthier choices. What are the important changes we want to make in our lives but we are procrastinating on it? What are the old things, maybe old thoughts, old beliefs, old habits which no longer serves us and we are ready to make new ones? This is a day where you may become much more aware of those important changes you're about to make in your life. But then if we go to number 5 is associated with planet of communication Mercury. Therefore, it is urging us to take care of our inner communication, firstly with ourselves, with our hearts, with the source, and eventually with people around us. We may recognize that if we want to create a better communication with ourselves, we firstly need to get in harmony with ourselves so we can experience a greater clarity. Right? Clarity comes from inner harmony, and inner harmony emerges out of inner peace. So we may recognize that for a greater communication is required an inner peace. And it may remind us that if we actually want to change our lives, we need to tap more often into that inner peace so we can recognize where we feel drawn naturally the most, at what kind of direction life is calling us, what we feel like we need to do, and what we feel like we want to create with our lives. So, my friends, don't fear changes. Many people are afraid of changes. And the greatest solution for the fear of changes is to shift our perception to become more adventurous. Think about the changes as they are actually bringing to you some new challenges which are teaching you more about yourself. And when we shift our perception to become more adventurous, we start looking on challenges as something great, like something wonderful which is teaching us what we need to know about ourselves. So, my friends, become aware of your life choices. This is the time, my friends, where you recognize how often you still choose to do something which deep inside you know that is not healthy for you. It may be thinking certain thoughts, complaining, judging or procrastinating, maybe when it comes to food, maybe when it comes to your daily actions or daily habits, or even the words you're speaking. Think about of your daily choices and improve them. What no longer serves you, identify it. You can't let go of something which you're not even aware of. So identify what no longer serves you so you can let go of it. And if you're wondering like how to let go of what no longer serves me, well, when you will identify what doesn't work for you anymore, think about what would be the healthier option of that aspect or of that choice. What would be the healthier option? And start practicing that healthier option. You will see that by consistent practice, it will become a part of you, it will become a new you, and it will become a new habit of you. So that's how we start changing ourselves. And that's where we actually start shifting our vibrational frequency, our core vibrational frequency, which starts sending a completely new signal to the universe, and that's where we start manifesting changes. So if number 55 is a sign that lets you know that major changes are coming, it is actually reminding you to make those major changes you need to make so they can enter into your life. Think about the important changes you want to do or you want to make in your life. And a few days ago, somebody wrote me a message how to let go of something that no longer serves me. And like I said before, we just need to identify when it comes to relationships, for example. What are the people which maybe you feel that they just don't, they no longer serves you. They're actually blocking your growth. They're actually blocking your evolution, and every time you're hanging with them, you feel like they're pulling you down. They're like anchoring you into the past, and maybe they're always reminding you that you shouldn't change or whatever it is. Think about it, identify it, and recognize maybe if you should slowly let go of those people. Those are not easy choices, but think about what is more important. Think about your inner happiness. Think about who you could become if you would free yourself of certain limitations. Then think about of your daily habits. Habits are making us, right? Whatever we do on daily basis is making the results we can see in our reality. So think about your daily habits and dedicate the whole month of May. This is the beginning of May, so we have like the whole month in front of us. You know that when we start changing our habits, the first few days are really easy because we feel inspired, we feel motivated. But then the next week of these changes, it will become more unpleasant, more unfamiliar. Our body will start reminding us, hey, you are doing something new, go back to the known. And that's where most people quit. Let's say you want to become more creative in your life, or you want to become more productive in your life, and you've started working on initiating your business idea, for example. The first week was really amazing. You were inspired, you were motivated, but then the second week you've started questioning, oh, what if this will not work out? Oh, I'm not smart enough, I'm not wise enough, I'm not talented enough, and most people quit. And then they say, yeah, I don't have the right talents for that. You see, I'm not motivated. But it's actually a natural journey of change. So when it feels unpleasant, when change feels unpleasant, it means that you are actually doing it right, because you're reprogramming your brain. You're reprogramming your daily patterns, and that's why it feels hard, that's why it feels unpleasant. The third week, it may be even harder, or it may be a bit better. But keep it up. After 4 weeks, it will become almost like a new habit. If you will keep up for 5 to 6 weeks, it will become a completely new habit, and it will become natural to you. I noticed that for myself, for example, when I've started waking up at 5 a.m. At the beginning it was easy. For the first 3 days it was really, really easy, but then it became harder and harder, and the second week, or when I went from the second to the third week, it was the hardest. But after 4 to 5 weeks, it became like completely natural to me. So after about 40 days, I've developed a new habit. So it works differently for different people. But between 30 to 40 days to develop a new habit is usually something regular. So my friends, if you want to let go of something old, something that you found out that no longer serves you, this is how you can create something new out of it. This is where you start writing a new story. That's where we actually break free of limitations and we recognize what we actually want to do, which will free ourselves. Do you want to become financially free? Well, think about who you need to become to be financially free. Because obviously, if you're not financially free right now, you're not doing something which would support that state of being. Right? Ask yourself what people which are already financially free are doing. So firstly, I'm talking about this because the energy of change, of powerful change, is present, but it will not change you by doing nothing. It is only present so you would use it. So making changes right now can be much easier if you do the changes. So as I said, or I gave you an example of being financially free. Think about what people which are financially free. If you know somebody, ask that person. If you don't know anyone, read a book or watch a podcast and recognize what people which are financially free are doing. What I found out for myself is that to be financially free means that you need to become more consistent with something. But what was the most important lesson to me was that if I want to be consistent at something, I need to fall in love with doing that. Otherwise, I will be forcing myself. So if I want to fall in love with doing something, I need to do something I love, right? If I want to be consistent with something, I need to be consistent with something I love to do. That's why I'm doing what I love to do. And my friends, I've learned that you can make money with anything you will choose. You can make a living with anything you will choose to do if you will go all in. You will find the ways. The universe will provide you lessons, experiences, knowledge, teachings, information, anything you need in order to make it happen if you will not give up. But be aware that when changes feel unpleasant, you're actually doing it right. Another thing when it comes to change is that we need to be true to ourselves. When I started working on my journey, sometimes we find ourselves where we recognize that what we are doing is not bringing us happiness anymore. That's where we need to be honest with ourselves. We need to be true to ourselves, to recognize when we actually need to take a break, when we need to change certain patterns, when we need to try something new, when we need to just let go of everything and take time for ourselves, how to nurture yourself better, how to spend more time in silence so you can actually hear your own voice. So be true to yourself. When it comes to changes, so many people are chasing money, but their true voice is maybe calling them to help others, or to initiate their inner genius, or to write a book, or to become any kind of an artist. But because they are so blindly following the money, they will never connect with their true voice. So we need to be conscious about it, to always stay true to yourself. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter who you are, stay true to yourself. That's how you will always know what's the right thing to do. And it's not always easy. I've learned that for myself. It's not always easy to be true to myself. Sometimes I was forcing myself to do something that I actually didn't want to do, until I've learned that it's not worth it. So being true to ourselves is the greatest gift we actually give to ourselves. That's how we will raise our vibration. We will become more honest with ourselves, and therefore we can be more honest with others. And that's what is actually building communities, right? Honesty. Through honesty comes compassion, because we understand. If we understand ourselves, we can understand others as well. So this is a great strength, to be true to yourself, to be honest with yourself. My friends, the energy that is present right now is bringing us a great sense of passion and purpose. Think about what you are passionate about. What you're passionate about, and you're procrastinating on it. When it comes to becoming a greater version of yourself, what you're passionate the most about, and ask yourself, could it be connected with your life's purpose? Life's purpose is something we create, which is coming out of a mission, of an idea, what kind of impact we want to create on the world, what kind of values we want to share with others, or how we want to help others. So we design purpose out of our mission, out of the values we want to share with others. So think about, what are you passionate about, which is connecting you with your life's purpose, which is emerging out of your life's mission. If you're not aware of that yet, ask yourself, what would you do if there would be no money? If there would be no money, what would you do with your life? And you may say, well, I would travel around the world. And that's so awesome. You can find the ways. How could you travel all around the world? Maybe you could start filming some kind of videos which could help you to do whatever, whenever, wherever. Maybe it's about, I don't know, being a tourist guide or whatever it is. You know, every time we start researching our passions, we will find a way to initiate them. Most people are just ignoring their passions because they fall to the belief that it's just not possible. It's not possible for them. They may see some people are doing that, but for them it's not possible. So rather than giving up on your greatest heart's desires, let go of the beliefs which are not supporting them. You may recognize that you believe that you're not capable of doing what would you love to do. Maybe you believe that you're not talented of doing what would you love to do. Maybe you believe that you're not worthy of abundance, or that you're not worthy of love. Well, like I said at the beginning, you need to identify what no longer serves you, and then you need to make new beliefs out of it. Find out healthier belief of what kind of belief you're holding within right now. If you believe that living the life of fulfillment is not possible for you, well, firstly identify that belief. And because beliefs are changed by new beliefs, recognize what would be the belief which would support your mission. Right? What would be the belief which would support your mission? That's how we start shifting our beliefs. I'm worthy of love. I can do it, and I will find a way to initiate it. And by consistent repetition of applying new belief and staying aware how often the old one is popping in, what you do that the old belief comes up. And just observe it. Don't judge it, just observe. At what parts of the day the old belief starts controlling your behaviors? What happens in your life that the old belief starts controlling your behaviors? And catch yourself. Because you see, every time we experience a certain belief, it affects our emotional state. And from that certain emotional state, we start behaving, we take certain actions which are equal to our state of being. But if we catch ourselves, we don't need to respond or to react to a limited belief. We need to recognize that limitation, and we need to change it for a healthier one. I mean, not a healthier limitation, but a healthier belief. You see, it's an inner work. So say to yourself, the whole May I will dedicate to make those internal shifts I need to make. I'm making for you those energy updates, which can help you to guide yourself through life, which can help you to become more aware of yourself, so you can let go of what you've adopted from your ancestors. That's where you are actually not freeing just yourself, you're freeing the whole army of your ancestors. And they're celebrating with you because you're freeing their pain. So it's the work we are doing right now, because all of us hold within certain traumas from the past, certain limited beliefs from the past, certain stories which are truly limiting us. And by doing that internal work, or shadow work, or inner child healing, if you like to call it that way, you're freeing yourself and you're freeing your ancestors, your ancestral pain from within you. You're cleansing your DNA, and that's where you're emerging into a beautiful butterfly. So, my friends, take care of all of that. We're talking about positive life changes, important changes we need to make in our lives in order to experience the changes that we wish to see. It's not about wishing, it's about actually healing ourselves. It's about cleansing ourselves from unhealthy choices, like shifting from unhealthy choices to healthier choices. You see, you are actually the creator of your life. You are just not aware of the patterns which are causing you to be who you are. Then we are letting go of the old by making the new one, the new version of yourself. Letting go of what no longer serves you so you can create a new version of yourself. You see, you're an awareness, an observer, a witness of your life. And however you want to experience your life, you need to make it happen. You need to initiate the necessary changes. You need to let go of the old. And of course, at the beginning, it is much harder because it may seem like there's so many things you need to change about your behaviors. But eventually it will become like a natural process, because you will connect yourself back to that, to the laws of nature. And you see, nature is constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly changing, constantly expanding, and so should you. So you will see, slowly you will become more aligned with nature. Slowly you will feel more drawn to nature. Maybe you already feel like more drawn to nature. And there may be still certain aspects of yourself that maybe you need to heal, or you need to let go of something, or you feel like you need to change something. It's all about our self-awareness to recognize what we need to change. And then we connect ourselves with our deepest passions and our life's purpose, so we can initiate our soul mission. That's where we become more aware of our soul mission. Our passions are actually coming from our soul call, or our soul calling. But because we are living our life so much from those mind boxes, different beliefs which we've adopted from the society. We don't know what is our and what was influenced by the society. But by greater self-awareness, eventually we will find out what is actually our inner calling, what we actually need to do. And I would dedicate this month of May to build a greater inner connection, as I said before, as number 5 is associated with the planet of communication, Mercury, I would dedicate this month of May to build a greater communication with yourself, so you can connect with your deepest passions, with your deepest purpose, and you can recognize your soul mission. Number 5 is actually connected with your soul mission as well. That's why it is so important, and that's why it is coming up right now. So, my friends, this is it for today. I hope it was helpful, and maybe you will need to watch this video more times, so you may recognize what aspects of yourself are the hardest to change, or the hardest to let go of, or what kind of stories or beliefs are the hardest to let go of. But remember that every day you decide to be a new version of yourself, you're doing a truly great work. And here and there you will fall into the limitations, you will fall into the negative aspects of yourself, you will fall into the fearful states, into anger, into frustration, and you will feel stuck. At those days, you will just pause yourself, you will take time for yourself, you will recharge your batteries. You will say it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel bad, it's okay to be afraid. Well, we hold those emotions within, we can't deny them, we can't ignore them. It's okay to feel it. Just feel yourself. Say to yourself, I'm feeling myself, and feel what you feel. You will see that emotions are not how we've been told that they are. In the society, we've been told that when you feel bad, you need to distract yourself, right? You need to eat food, you need to talk with people, you need to go on social media, you need to force positive thinking and so on. But it's not like that. Emotions are calling you to listen to them. Emotions are calling you to listen to them. And by listening your emotions, you will actually build a greater relationship with yourself. You will recognize that your body is always calling you for something. From lust, maybe you feel an emotion of lust. You will experience pain. From pain, you will experience victimization. You will feel like a victim. From victimization, you will experience suffering. You will suffer, maybe. From suffering, you may experience shame, like you're afraid that other people will see you like you're suffering. That's where you force a smile on your face, like people would think you're happy, but actually you're suffering. And that's when we experience guilt. And from guilt, we experience fear. And from fear, we experience anger. And from anger, we experience control. We want to control things. And from control, we experience power. And the whole society works like that. That's why everybody is craving power. So they could suppress their suffering, and they would feel like they are actually powerful. But you know, when we start listening our emotions, we go deeper, we actually recognize we are suffering. We were victims. We feel pain, we feel lust, and whatever we recognize within us. Every time you place attention to those heavier emotions, you're releasing its power, you're releasing its energy. And you can do it by will. Every time you will do it, you will experience a sense of gratitude. When you will experience that sense of gratitude, you will experience much higher vibration. You will start appreciating yourself, and that's when you will experience a greater joy. From greater joy emerges greater love. From love, you will experience freedom, and from freedom, you will experience bliss. And that's how it works. That's how that internal shift is happening. When we start doing that internal work, we free ourselves from all those ancient limitations, ancient pain, ancient traumas, and we build a completely, we become a completely new humans. We completely heal our past. So you may recognize that your past is not actually yours. It is coming from many generations. So don't feel bad if you feel bad. Don't feel bad if you feel afraid or if you feel like you're suffering. We all feel those emotions because we are all coming from many generations. And we are doing that work together. So my friends, I love you all. I appreciate you all for doing that with all of us. I'm honoring you all because I know that it's not an easy work, but staying dedicated to ourselves means staying true to ourselves. That's what actually staying true to ourselves means. So my friends, I hope you've enjoyed today's painting, Mind as the Creator. This is to me one of the most important paintings I've ever made, which is representing the mind which is creating life. So I hope you've enjoyed in today's message. I hope it was helpful. Write in the comments below what was your favorite lesson, or what you're working on right now, or what is your greatest challenge. Because by doing that, you will give people also an idea, or maybe a sense that they're not alone. Many of us are dealing with many different things, and together we are healing ourselves. So this is it. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day, and see you in the next one. One love.